angering fans with a trip to the happiest place on earth, pumping out books, and keeping it Christian in her film roles. Sadie Robertson grew up in front of fans of Duck Dynasty, but she's been busy forging ahead on her own path. One big reason why Sadie Robertson hasn't been as visible as she was during the Duck Dynasty heyday is that she's been busy raising a family. Now Sadie Robertson Huff, she married fellow social media personality Christian Huff at her parents' home in November 2019. She gave birth to their first child, Honey James, in May 2021 and their second, Haven, 2 years later. Haven's birth was far less challenging than the one faced by Honey James. Robertson Huff revealed on a 2021 podcast that her firstborn's shoulder became stuck in the birth canal. Doctors extracted Honey but discovered that she wasn't breathing. As she recalled on her podcast, they were about to take her to the NICU and she just started breathing on her own. Like, they gave her a little oxygen that they had there and then she just did it on her own. As previously mentioned, Sadie vaulted from reality TV fame to best-selling author status on the strength of her 2014 book Live Original. Subtitled How the Duck Commander Teen Keeps It Real and Stays True to Her Values, the faith-based advice book set the tone for a slew of publications that followed in its wake over the next 8 years, while also providing a name for her ever-expanding media and lifestyle empire. With Cindy Coloma, Robertson Huff wrote 2016's Life Just Got Real, a young adult novel about diametrically opposite teens who find connection in their shared faith. Robertson Huff later teamed with Beth Clark for 2018's Live Fearless, and 2020's Live, Remain Alive, Be Alive at a Specified Time, Have an Exciting or Fulfilling Life, both of which expanded upon the tenets put forth in Live Original. Most recently, Robertson Huff and her husband Christian penned How to Put Love First, a relationship and faith-themed advice book themed around a 90-day challenge.
We're excited to see the impact. We have all these challenges for how to put love first, and I think it's just going to send people off with practical things in their daily lives.
Though Sadie is probably best known to a mass audience for her television appearances, she's also the host of a long-running podcast, Whoa, That's Good, which debuted in 2018. Sadie, who is the primary host of the faith-based podcast, bases many episodes on posing a single question: what's the best advice you've ever been given? More often than not, the show has featured semi-regular reunions of the Duck Dynasty cast. She's frequently joined on episodes by her husband Christian, mom Corey, and brother John Luke, among many other members of the extended Dynasty clan, to discuss personal issues like relationships, parenting and family life, and body image from their own perspectives. Just as the runaway success of Duck Dynasty led to Sadie's publishing career, her line of books has also provided her with a lifestyle brand that encompasses a wide array of products and services for her audience. Live Original, the flagship site for her many projects, offers visitors tickets to her speaking engagements and conferences, access to her podcasts and books, and a blog offering advice on everything from difficult personal issues to daily affirmations. Live Original also sells a wide array of merchandise. It also takes the connection to Robertson Huff's followers a step further through an app, LO Sister, which offers connection to community groups, exclusive content, and for paid subscribers, access to a library of virtual workshops and speakers connected to Live Original. There's also LO Counseling, which provides faith-based individual counseling services via one-on-one sessions with Sadie's friend, Freddie Amos, who holds a master's degree in clinical mental health from Auburn University. However, these are limited to Louisiana residents only. Sadie was poised to add television producer to her growing list of titles with a scripted series adaptation of her young adult novel Life Just Got Real. She signed a deal in 2021 with producer Brad Cravoy to bring her novel to the small screen. In addition to serving as producer on the series, she was also slated to make guest appearances on the program. Sadie seemed to have found an ideal producing partner in Cravoy, a former co-president of Orion Pictures whose feature credits included Dumb and Dumber. Cravoy also produced hundreds of hours of family-friendly and holiday-themed content for the Hallmark Channel, Netflix, and the Great American Channel, as well as the Hallmark series When Calls the Heart. However, it seems that even a producer as prolific as Cravoy couldn't get the proposed program off the ground. Information about a Life Just Got Real series appears to end after the initial flurry of articles in 2021. Sadie stepped out of her comfort zone in 2014 for season 19 of Dancing with the Stars. In a 2020 interview with E! Online, she said that she worked hard to achieve the physical strength and stamina to compete each week. Though it ultimately paid off with a second-place finish, the real challenge came later. She said that once she stopped the intense Dancing with the Stars workout, she noticed that people began commenting about her body. The comments intensified during this period because she was also modeling and faced demands from the industry to lose more weight. As she revealed, they would say things that were not uplifting about the way I looked and how I needed to maintain the body that I had. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would think, I'm fat, and I was not at all. In 2017, Sadie took to Instagram to share that she had struggled with what she described as, quote, an eating problem connected to a negative body image for about a year. Sadie has also been forthcoming about the mental health challenges she faced after the complications that occurred during the birth of her first child, Honey. On an episode of her podcast, she confessed that she felt stuck in a loop of uncontrollable postpartum anxiety.
It led me into is she really okay? Like, did she really make it through that? Did I really make it through that? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with her?
Sadie's anxiety was overwhelming, but she also felt uncomfortable talking to her husband and family about her feelings. But when her husband Christian found her crying in a closet, she admitted that she was struggling with anxiety and sought help from a doctor who gave her perspective on her feelings. As she explained, there are going to be things that make you have a fearful thought or start to feel anxious, but it's important that you don't just let that thought run rampant, that you actually exchange that with a different thought of gratitude. In 2020, fans and family alike discovered that the Robertson clan had a secret member when it was revealed that Sadie's grandfather, Phil Robertson, had fathered a daughter during a turbulent period in his life. Phil, who struggled with drug dependency and infidelity in his marriage to Kay Robertson during the 1970s, met his daughter Phyllis in 2020 after a test revealed that their respective DNA was a 99.9% match. Sadie told E! News that her first encounter with Phyllis came at a lunch date in 2023, recalling, "I was just sitting there with her like, this is so crazy, I'm talking to my aunt that I didn't know for so long, but now you're my dad's sister." Sadie also told E! News that the family had followed her grandmother's example and embraced Phyllis as a newfound member, saying, "If Grandma Kay hadn't forgiven Phil 40 years ago, there's no way she could have welcomed Phyllis with open arms like that. If you're willing to walk past the hard things, walk past that regret, you can open your heart to receive the beautiful things." Sadie found herself at the center of a minor controversy after she and her husband Christian took their two daughters to Disney World in 2023. Disney has found itself a target of conservatives and some faith-based observers for their support of the LGBTQ+ community and what some have deemed to be inappropriate content. Since Sadie is a well-known figure in the faith movement, some considered the visits as a conflict with its values. Robertson Huff addressed the criticism on an episode of her Whoa, That's Good podcast.
Now I'm getting unfollowed because I'm too woke, I've gone crazy. People literally said, "You're not even a Christian."
She noted that while she did not support what she described as morally objectionable subject matter, she also said that one's faith was not compromised by being among people that believed in such alleged material. She also noted that Disney films such as Frozen and Moana also had positive elements, which she felt was enough justification to bring her two daughters, both avowed fans of Disney princesses, to the theme park. Though her appearances on Dancing with the Stars and with her family on Duck Dynasty constitute the majority of Sadie's screen work, she's also cultivated several acting roles on film and television. In addition to the previously mentioned faith-based features God's Not Dead 2 and I'm Not Ashamed, she also played the love interest to reality TV star turned country singer Lawson Bates in a music video for his 2017 single, Past the Past. That same year, she also performed similar duties for another country music star, Brett Eldridge, in the official music video for his single, The Long Way. Sadie also played a helpful hotel staffer opposite former Battlestar Galactica cast members Trisha Helfer and Paul Campbell in the made-for-TV romance Sun, Sand, and Romance.
You have your friend Kate here. That must be nice. What's the story with you two?
No story, just old friends.
Camp counselors, right?
That's right.
She told TV Insider that she was thrilled to join the cast of the 2017 Hallmark Channel feature, especially after discovering that Sun, Sand, and Romance was actually going to be filmed in Cancun, Mexico. She also revealed why she's given so few acting performances, revealing, "My main passion in my whole life is just to motivate and encourage guys and girls to just be confident in who they're originally meant to be. Well, that kind of being my foundation, if a movie doesn't line up with that, then I just can't do it."